Hey guys, it's Roland with Borealis Bushcraft. Just out for a little snowshoe out in the woods, and this is like minus 26 when I left the house, and it's like minus 35 with the wind chill. But out here I don't have a whole lot of wind because I'm nicely tucked away in the woods, and figure it's 12:30. Time to stop and have a bit of a boil up and get a little fire going. So I'm on the edge of a little transitional wood here. Not crazy far from civilization, right? Just another day for work because of the cold. But definitely gonna have a little brew up here. So stay with me. I'm not gonna bore you with a whole lot of talking. We're just gonna put the fire and have something to drink that's warm. Oi. Square you up a bit there. There we go. So as always, scabbing some birch bark on the hike out. That possum mentality that Dave Canterbury always talks about pays off. You know, so shred that up a little bit. It's really important, guys, that when you're building fires in the winter, that you make a base out of wood. Keep it up off the snow until your fire's cooking, and make sure that you got enough air flow up underneath. Not necessary always to dig down to the ground, because the cold ground's gonna have the same effect that the snow would on your fire anyway. So you basically just want to raise it up so that as the fire's burning, it doesn't melt down into the snow, taking away all that heat, right? So until it gets a really good cold bed built up. So we're gonna get this going. We're out at the Garberg again. I'm gonna give this another go. Nice little neck knife. My only complaint on this knife, not really complaint, guys, is the fact that the plastic handle really conducts the cold. My more Bushcraft Black with the rubber overmold is way warmer than this. So more, if you're listening, you might want to do a full tang design, but with some kind of a rubber overmold. I know you guys did this for toughness, but hey. Anyway, work it up. Important to tease your tinder in the wintertime. Make sure you got ample fine stuff in there to catch that spark. Make sure you're working up out of the snow so that your efforts aren't in vain here. So hopefully you guys can see that. She is cold out. That one's starting to curl. I don't like it when she curls. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Make sure you're persistent. Also, make sure you got all your fire fixings ready to go beforehand. An extra birch bark back in my pocket. Fire escape back in my pocket too while I'm working. Again, try not to add fuel above your flames until it's starting to eat through. You don't want to smother nothing. Let her eat, especially in the wintertime. She's definitely got to warm up that wood, man. There's no matter what you do, there's always going to be some level of frost in your wood, unless you want to start splitting out wood. Take a dose of meal on here. Oh, infinitely warmer. There we go. There we go. I'm not big on getting smoked out here. Not big on the whole teepee and log cabin and building a fire lay and everything. My thoughts are, fire likes chaos, basically, right? So why not give it what it wants? Plus, building a fire this way instead of building an actual fire lay, you can manipulate your fire better. Sometimes your flames aren't exactly where you want them to be. Thus, I can move my tinder and my kindling where I want them. I'm not confined to this structure, right? This is just all gathered within 15-foot radius of where I am. It's out of the birch bark, which I found on the way in. Nothing crazy. Didn't go through a whole lot of effort. Cut down one standing dead, which is literally 5 feet away from me. I use my snowshoes to tamp down the area a little bit so that I'm not needlessly putting fresh powder on my pants, getting my wool wet. A lot of guys like to take all the little stubby branches off. I don't, because they act like hooks. So I can kind of hook it over top of what I want for where my fire is. Notice I only split out a couple of logs, the rest are whole. Now we got a nice fire going. We can warm ourselves up, dry ourselves out. It's also really important to dust the snow off of your clothing. I kind of got this and didn't do it, but whatever. Just on the surface, so it'll the heat from the fire will dry that out, no problem. This is awesome, guys. This is why it's nice to come out here. Nice hot fire, very little smoke. Throw up in a canvas stack. Burning, it's me. Coal's landing on me. I'm going to heat that water up so I can make some tea. warm myself up a little bit. And didn't do anything complicated. Cut a stick, wedged it in the snow from the cut end, and it's enough to hold up the pot. This is resting on a log, so I can move it either way. Doesn't really matter. Murphy's Law, every time I try and shift my seat, the wind shifts. It's kind of swirling in here, so. Now it's going towards it. Let's go this way. There. Still in frame. It's nice to come out and relax. I do believe I give up. That wind just wants to swirl. Fire's not very big, probably about 2 feet wide by about a foot and a bit back. Enough to give a good heat source. I'm not sleeping out here, so I don't need a big long fire. However, I do orient my logs lengthwise as opposed to TP or anything else. Makes controlling your fire a lot easier, and also gives you a wider sheet of heat versus a round pattern like a TP or a kind of a, in like a circular fire pit fashion. It'll radiate 365, but I want it to radiate more towards me. Ideally, I'd have a reflector on the backside, but I don't feel like building that because I'm out here for a few hours. Tonight we're having our Scouts Christmas party, and yeah, so just came out, enjoy the day, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy not having to be at work. I've worked literally so hard this summer, guys. I've literally lost 50 pounds. If you look in some of my earlier videos that in the springtime, I got quite the pot belly going, and I find it kind of hilarious that I was actually able to drop that weight. Whoop! Breaking stuff. So Davin, if you're listening, it's all because you, buddy. Sorry, need a pot lifter. Okay, something so I can hook my pot. So now, because I only put a little bit of water in there, I'm going to add a little bit of snow to it. That way I can supplement my water. You never want to just boil snow just in your pot. It sometimes it can mess up your pot. Be right back. There. Cold in hand, but that don't matter right now. Anyway, I'm gonna get this boiled up and make some tea, and we'll see about getting back to you. Video is almost at 25 minutes, so I think that's my limit on the camera. But yeah, we'll talk to you soon.